What's going on, everyone? It's me again, and I'm here to show you guys our next tutorial in the series, which is episode 2. If you recall, we started with creating a new project in our first video, and now we're going to move on from that. What I recommend you do is you might see some extra stuff in the file. Just delete that extra stuff, and then just format it like this. Basically, if you might see, for example, the brackets might look like this. I'll just show you just in case. The brackets might look like this after you delete everything, or it might look similar to that. All you have to do is just press behind them and press enter. So it's pretty simple. The little bracket things. And then now you have these two separate blocks of code that are a little bit easier to see, and you'll see what the deal is with that. It just makes it look easier to look at. Next thing you want to do is click in between these brackets. So you're probably wondering, okay, what am I doing? Alright, that's okay. Um, Basically what you're doing is you're going to be typing in between these two brackets in the middle. And what public static void main string args does is it defines what the computer is going to look at first when it's compiling your program. And anything in between these brackets after the main, these brackets right here, anything between those after the main is what's going to be read right, like first, like immediately, like no exceptions. That's always going to be first. So what we're going to do first is create an integer, x, which is equal to 25. You're probably wondering, okay, what's going on here? Why are you doing that? Okay, I'm doing this as an example of actually programming with basic integers and numbers. And all I'm telling the computer to do right now is to create a variable x in its memory, like create a space in memory, and we're going to name it x, and it's going to be of type integer because this is the code name for integer, and we're going to make it equal 25. So now there's a space memory that is 25, and it's an integer. And then I put a semicolon at the end to basically tell the computer, okay, I'm done making this statement, and that's it, right? If you run the program initially, nothing's going to happen. I'm just gonna. I clicked the arrow on the top left, the little green. I'm sorry, yeah, the green circle with the arrow on it. And then it might ask save and launch. Just press OK. If you look on the bottom here, the console's empty. Nothing happened. That's only because I just basically said, okay, store X into memory, but that's it. But let's say I want to tell it to output it to the console, for example. I might use a. I might want to use what's it called? My brain. Okay, yeah, I want to use a command that prints out X, and there's just the command for that. It's called System.out.println, and with system, you want to capitalize the S, but everything else is lowercase. And then print line is basically what you're telling it to do. So System.out.println, and then I put X in the little parentheses, and from there, when I run the program, the computer's like, oh, you're telling me to print X. And there you go. X is 25. It's printing X. So let's say I want to change X. I want to change X to something else. I want it to be, I don't know. Let me see. X is equal to X plus 5. Hooray. It is 5. And what's going to happen now is that X is now changed. The computer's not going to tell you that it's changed because what you did was you said X is 25, and then you printed out X. And then you said X is equal to X plus 5, but you didn't tell it to print it out. So let's say, for example, I wanted to print it out again. Alright. So I print it out. I'm just copying and pasting because it's a lot easier. So basically I'm saying X is 25, print out X, but now X is equal to what X was, plus 5, now print it out again. And then see how it changes. It goes to 25, and then it goes to 30. That's different. You see how X plus 5 here is evaluated? Because X was 25 initially, right? But now it's 25 plus 5. So yeah, now it's 25 plus 5. That's evaluated at 30. And then now we're saying X is equal to that. And from there, it's printed out again. And of course, I have the semicolons to state the ending of each statement. So that's about as simple as it gets in terms of programming with integers and outputting them. Very, very straightforward, and we'll learn how to get more complicated and more interesting with this. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.